We've been talking about doing a contest inside of our store here for a few years. You know, just the idea came, let's just remake the Hubbas. I think I bought that house around 2000. The main reason I bought that house was because it had a large lot. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna build this skate spot to skate. It was just basically like a necessity. I had to either have like rails or, you know, so I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well build the Hubbas and make them skatable. Pharmacy had been open probably for like 4 years when I bought that house. I lived there for a few years and there's people always at my house, and then, man, this house is like too much of a party house. So I ended up moving out, letting Bryan take over the house so that way they could just kind of keep it a skate house. I mean, it was a cool spot. It was like the TF for the high desert, you know, and the housing market was crashing up here. I just knew, I was always reading about, you know, economics, real estate, business, and a lot of people thought I was a conspiracy theorist, but I needed to sell this house. As much as I didn't want to, it's my best financial interest to sell it now before the housing market crashes. It's been about 20 years now, and people still hit me up all the time about that house and like, could we still skate it? And you know, there's fences at the top and the bottom of the stairs now. People still try to go back there and skate. Another thing too, it was like always cool when, like on the weekends, a big group of kids, like, you know, Keelan and Marquise and, you know, all the guys that rode for our shop out in Palmdale, and then they'd come out to our house for the weekend and stay. Once like all the kids from up here started putting out footage, it's like, I feel like they started to get popular. All of a sudden, like, you know, photographers and just different people like started hitting me up. It was pretty much for years, it was anytime, no problem, you know, didn't matter what time it was. Kids that stand out that, you know, were just always at my house. You know, obviously, you know, Brian, Matt, and Leo, and just all the guys that rode for us. But I remember getting a call from Steve Clare. You know, he told me, he's like, you know, hey, look out for this kid Antoine. He's moving up there to live with his grandma. You know, he's from Carson. And I'm like, all right, no problem, man. And it just got to the point where he would come over by himself in the mornings before he would go to school. For him to get to my house from his grandma's house, it was probably almost 3 miles. I'd be asleep and my bedroom was at the back of the house. I'd wake up, you know, because I'd hear him skate by himself. You know, he was just dedicated. Like, he came over and skated like it was his job, and I just watched him learn. Just seeing him put the work in all the time, and that was before all of his hype and before all of the negative attention he was getting to see like his story from day one is super cool too. Everything we did there is just contributing to skateboarding, stuff that we try to do, you know. So that's kind of how this contest came to fruition, and we started, you know, talking with Mackie at Cons and Chris at Red Bull. You know, they were super hyped on the idea. The response was like insane, you know. It's like, I'm super stoked how much people appreciated what we did, you know, and just all the people who came together to help make this happen was super cool.